Worldviews. My latest focus has been Bigfoot and angels on YouTube. They're probably more familiar to Americans than Brits, because they're not big news in the UK. If you saw my recent blog on reinvention, you'd know I'm not particularly interested in believing or not believing in these myths. I'm interested that people see the world this way, that's all. The theories and arguments aren't such an interest for me. But I respect that for some, proving or rationally debunking these theories is very important. The worldviews that support these myths are often inconsistent. For example, some people think that ghosts are like a kind of recording with no consciousness. Others that they're independent souls with unfinished business on Earth. Worldviews do matter though. My children would know when a sci-fi video game included magic elements, or vice versa. It jarred with them as one worldview was invading another. Then there's the religious paradox of freedom and accountability while being subject to an omniscient God, a God that knows everything and can control everything. Or reincarnation when the population is vastly increasing, but at the same time, mechanistically, hasn't been nearly enough time for evolution to have happened the way Darwin suggested it might have done. People sometimes form a worldview to explain the paradoxes, but sometimes don't feel a need to. My last inconsistency was that I excused the hostility I experienced from my ex-wife in a kind of cause and effect way relating to her depression. But I never excused her kindness in that way. I can't conclude that only her kindness was genuine and her hostility was just an accidental consequence of her illness. That's inconsistent. But either they're both mainly mechanistic or they're both mainly free choices that she's responsible for. Regardless of mental illness, because you can call anything a mental influence on somebody. To be consistent, I'd have to say her behaviour, whether it pleased me or displeased me, was always the result of a mechanism, or was always the result of a free choice that she's responsible for. I now happen to favour the second interpretation, by the way. Pondering these things isn't a symptom of my depressed mind, though mentioning it, as I frequently did during my degree, might be a consequence of my stress.